Hey everybody, in this video I want to take a brief look at the markets and the trading action of today, which is March 7th, 2022. So we started off with the market had a down day, and it was pretty much all down without any sort of relief except for this little bump here that occurred a little bit before 11 a.m. I think the realization of the financial implications of the Russian sanctions is finally starting to, I don't know, it's finally starting to have an impact on the markets. So we had one pretty strong bearish day. But something I want to point out here is on the larger chart, this is not looking too good as well because we've had the 50-day moving average, which is the red here, above the 200-day moving average for a long time. And look at that right there. This pattern is about to cross over. So that is a bearish indicator because it is a marker of a trend change. So this could be a reversal of the bull market that we've had since the pandemic bottomed. Right now, with the U.S. not pumping any additional crude because Biden is refusing to open up for additional drilling, and they're talking about getting rid of all Russian imports, banning all Russian imports of oil, we had crude overnight shoot up to $130 a barrel. Look at that parabolic right there. You know, my opinion looking at a chart like this is when you see this type of parabolic, that's some pretty emotional action going on there. So it's possible that this could be a near-term top. Yeah, sometimes in the overnight markets you get moves like that, and then there's a little bit more calmness that sets in during the day. So there's a little bit of a setback from the extreme price point that the overnight action took. But still, we're at pretty high levels here when it comes to crude oil. It's probably there's a good likelihood that this could go further. Now, if we look at the tick, something that was really interesting here is for much of the day, a lot of the action, I mean, if you look here below zero, that means more stocks were trading on downticks than upticks for most of the day. So I think with this level of consistency you have here, that might be a pretty good indication of people running for the exits today. There was a lot of, I guess you could say, maybe panic selling or at least just unwinding of positions. However, when we're looking at the overall SPY, it's kind of not surprising that that we're kind of falling down here for a technical reason, because look, we came down here, we had this little bounce, a little bit of a lower low from the previous level, so it's kind of breaking down this support that we have here at 423, but then it came up here, kind of stabilized a little bit, but just didn't have the momentum to resume a bull market status. I really don't think there's much of a catalyst at all or reason at all right now to be long, other than maybe if you think there's going to be inflation and the Fed pumping money and the value of the dollar decreasing, yeah, that could certainly cause the market to go up. But right now, I think there's a lot of uncertainty, and it's kind of a risk-off time. So what happened was over the last few days, we've seen this a little bit of a bounce here. It's stalled out, so it's kind of not surprising that's kind of falling back down. Next point of interest for me is going to be around this 410 level. We'll see what it does there, if it holds support, or maybe the market will crash a little bit farther. So if we look at how far we're down right now, we're down 12.62%. When you look at the crash that happened at the beginning of the corona pandemic, we came from about 340 down to 216. So let's see, what would that be? Yeah, that was like a 36% drop in the stock market. So I mean, 12%, we could be a lot lower. In fact, nobody knows how bad this Russia war is going to get, or how bad it's going to spiral out of control, how destructive it's going to be. And yeah, there could be a pretty big pullout of money from the market, and we'll see what happens from there. I'm just looking at the charts day by day and trying to decide what to do from there. Now, the other interesting thing for me is gold. As I said in a previous video not too long ago, I'm very bullish on gold. I liked it here when it's starting to form this like cup and handle looking pattern, and look, we're forming the other side of the cup where it's kind of ramping up. You could chase it probably here and be fine over the long run. I say this goes to 200 and beyond. Well, this actually isn't gold. GC is the actual gold exchange price, but anyway, GLD tracks it. But anyway, so we have gold here approaching $2,000 an ounce, and yeah, I think it's got way more upside room to go beyond that, especially if inflation is going to be a theme, and especially if the devaluation of the dollar becomes a theme going into the next couple of years. I think gold is a hedge for the problems with the dollar. It's gonna be a safe haven. However, I don't know, like buying off of today's action, I would feel more comfortable buying it on a little bit of a setback. But then again, it may not set back. So, take on as much risk as you want accordingly is what I say. And remember, everything I say here is just my opinion. I'm just some guy who likes trading stocks and looking at charts, so this is not financial advice. I just like talking about this stuff. And finally, let's look at what's going on here with the crypto markets. So surprisingly, Bitcoin, you'd think Bitcoin would be an SHTF hedge against inflation, and that it would be more correlated to gold, but it's not. Like I said, it's kind of, like I said in a previous video, we've got this channel here. I kind of don't like it kind of staging down here. It looks really weak. And you just got this support here around 33,000 that could potentially break down. However, my gut tells me that it won't. I mean, we might see it go down to find support down here at this level around 28,000, in which case I think I would probably take a little bit of a toe dip in. I mean, I've already kind of toe dipped in just a few $100s of my own money on this last bounce here using Coinbase. Yeah, I'd rather have a stronger chart that shows a more solid up pattern. And, maybe eventually it'll get there, but right now, crypto's kind of weak. All right, that's all I have to say for today. Be sure to hit the like button on this video if you found this information interesting and fun to talk about, and subscribe to my channel if you want to support my work and have me continue making more finance videos.